emotional connection using your relationship with food as a window into the psyche. She's also doing something at the Learning Annex, I'm Depressed Past the Oreos.
That's right.
Which I really think that title sums up most of our relationships with food.
Well, I think it's a global. We can look at it really holistically. It certainly is about emotions. There's a lot of practical aspects as well. One of the things that first started this for me was I was really ill in the early 90s. And so I started studying nutrition and thinking, oh, I know exactly what I need to do for myself. And the next thing you know, I'm not doing it. I'm gravitating to chocolate and to all those things that, you know, have kind of that nurturing feeling inside.
There's something about the I don't know why, the more fattening foods, but oftentimes it's chips and sweets that we want to have if we're alone at night or whatever, that fills something up.
Well, the reason it's sweet so much is because carbohydrates are sweets, and they increase the serotonin in the brain, the calming agent. So we kind of automatically are gravitated more to that, and it has a lot to do with how our brain functions. And our reptilian brain knows exactly where to go for food that's going to have a comforting kind of effect.
The reptilian brain being that deepest, darkest part of ourselves.
And it's the oldest part. It's very hard to train.
That's right. But what we're talking about is not the fact that you shouldn't be eating a Twinkie at night because it's fattening. It's why you're eating a Twinkie at night.
That's the whole thing. So what's going on underneath? It's learning to really understand yourself, and are you feeling sad? Are you feeling like you need a hug from someone? Or it's at a deeper level than that. And we tend to eat automatically without really thinking about why.
I bet if you ask most people, do you only eat when you're hungry? Most people would say no.
Oh, right, absolutely.
Because I know, like, just on the weekend when I was home, it's just like something about our family. We love having like junky snack food all together. It's like a fun little thing, and that becomes emotional instead of eating for nutrition.
Well, you think about how babies were first nurtured, you know, warmed and cuddled, and that becomes a unified experience, you know, how they were nurtured and cuddled, and at the same time you're feeding the baby. So it becomes unified in our psyche.
You say there's 3 types of cravings, emotional, healing, and just an allergy.
Typically, if you're allergic to something, you may crave it all the time. And if you are, what happens when you are eating something that you're allergic to, your body kind of goes into an adrenaline pump. It's like, oh, this is a toxic thing in the body. And what happens then is, you know what you're feeling like when you have an adrenaline pump? How do you normally feel?
You feel excited and energized.
Euphoric. And so what happens is the psyche kind of connects that. Ooh, this food is really good. But actually you have an allergic reaction to it. And a healing craving typically isn't for something like a sweet or a Twinkie. Typically that's more for something like a banana, or you may feel you need protein. We're all biochemically unique, so what you need and what I need for fuel are totally different.
Are you talking about healing your body or healing something emotional?
Well, it could be either way, but typically healing craving is more of a physical kind of thing. We have like a balance. Our body is always trying to create balance. So sometimes you may want more protein. That's a really good thing to listen to those messages.
So you need to start to get a handle on the fact, whether, I guess, you are struggling with a weight issue or not, to understand why you're eating, not just what you're eating.
And learn to eat more consciously so that we can give our body the fuel that we actually need.
And it will actually change the way you think and feel about yourself if you start to make these steps.
Absolutely. My life has dramatically changed since I've eaten more towards my own fuel. Like, what does my body actually need? Again, like I said, we're all very different.
Is it a difficult process, though, because you have to start getting in line? It must be.
That's why the book,
takes some work. You have to first identify what's going on with you in your mind.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been practicing this for 10 years, and I still emotionally eat, and probably always will. But at least now it's from a different place. It's from a more conscious place.
Well, that's it. At least now you know what you're doing.
And it's getting substitutes. It's getting things that will still help to kind of feed that craving, but in a more nutritious way. Because I have a real sweet tooth, I developed these things called healthy chewy bars, which are on my site. And those are healthier because they have lots of nuts and some molasses in it, which has more nutrient level in it. And that at least will still crave the, you know, the satisfied your sweet tooth, but at least you're getting protein in it, so you're not going to be exhausted and tired after.
Well, it's so important, I think, for all of us.
Thank you.
And you can't go wrong when you're deciding to figure out a little bit more about yourself and what motivates you and why you do what you do. It's great. Kristina Sisu, thank you so much. She'll be at the Learning Annex. We'll have all that on our website, and her book is Food and